18th April 2025, Morning Murli, Essence. Sweet children, have mercy for yourselves. Follow the directions that the Father gives you, and you will have limitless happiness and be saved from Maya's curse. Question: why do you become cursed by Maya? What is the state of a cursed soul? Answer: first point, if you become disrespectful to the Father and disregards this study, the jewels of knowledge, and follow your own dictates, you become cursed by Maya. Second point, if your behavior is devilish and you don't imbibe divine virtues, you are being merciless towards yourself. Your intellect gets locked. Such children are not able to climb on the Father's heart throne. Om Shanti. You spiritual children have the faith that you now have to become soul conscious and remember the Father. Maya Ravan curses you and makes you unhappy. Curse is a word of sorrow, and inheritance is one of happiness. The faithful and obedient children understand this very well. Those who are disobedient are not the Father's children. No matter what they consider themselves to be, they are unable to climb onto the Father's heart throne. They are unable to claim the inheritance. Those who obey Maya and do not remember the Father are unable to explain to others. They curse themselves. You children know that Maya is very powerful. If you do not obey the unlimited Father, it means that you are obeying Maya. You become influenced by Maya. There is the saying, God's instructions ought to be placed on your head and accepted with love. This is why the Father says, children, make effort to remember me. You will then be able to leave Maya's lap and come into God's lap. The Father is the intellect of the wise. If you do not listen to the Father, your intellects become locked. Only the one Father can open those locks. What would the state of those who do not follow Srimat be? By following the dictates of Maya, you will be unable to claim any status. Even though you listen to this knowledge, you will neither be able to imbibe it yourself nor inspire others to imbibe it. Therefore, what would your state become like? The Father is the Lord of the poor. People donate to the poor. The Father too comes and gives unlimited donations. If you do not follow Srimat, your intellect becomes totally locked. What would you then attain? Only those who follow Srimat or the Father's children. The Father is merciful. He understands that Maya will completely finish you as soon as you leave here. Someone who commits suicide destroys himself. The Father continues to explain, have mercy for yourselves. Follow Srimat, not your own dictates. By following Srimat, your mercury of happiness will rise. Look at the faces of Lakshmi and Narayan. They are so cheerful. Make effort to claim as high a status as theirs. The Father gives you the imperishable jewels of this knowledge, and so why should you disregard them? Fill your aprons with these jewels. Although you listen, some of you are unable to fill your aprons because you don't remember the Father, and your behavior is devilish. The Father repeatedly tells you, have mercy for yourselves, imbibe divine virtues. This is now a devilish community. The Father has come to change it into a land of angels. Heaven is that land of angels. People stumble around so much here. They go to sannyasis, etc., because they believe that they will receive peace of mind from them. In fact, these words are wrong. They have no meaning. It is souls that want peace. Souls themselves have the form of peace. They don't ask, how can the soul have peace? Instead, they ask, how can the mind have peace? However, they neither know what the mind and intellect are, nor what the soul is. They don't know anything. Whatever they do or say It all belongs to the path of devotion. Those on the path of devotion continue to come down the ladder and continue to become Tamopradhan. Although someone may have a lot of wealth and property, he is still now in the kingdom of Ravan. You children have to practice explaining very well using these pictures. The father continues to explain to the children at all the centers. However, all are number wise. Some children make no effort to claim the status of a king. So, what will they become among the subjects? They don't do service and don't have mercy for themselves to fix their status. It is then understood that their parts in the drama are only that much. In order to benefit yourselves as well as studying this knowledge, you also have to have yoga. If you do not stay in yoga, there is no benefit. If you cannot become pure without having yoga. This knowledge is very easy, but you also have to benefit yourself. By not staying in yoga, you are unable to benefit yourselves at all. How can you become pure unless you have yoga? This knowledge is distinct from that yoga. This knowledge is distinct from yoga. Many children are very weak in yoga. They don't have the sense to stay in remembrance. How can their sins be absolved without them having remembrance? A great deal of punishment will have to be experienced, and there will also be a lot of repentance. Those who don't earn a physical income don't experience punishment for that. But there is a burden of sins on your heads because of this. A lot of punishment has to be experienced for it. If after becoming Baba's children you are disrespectful, you receive a lot of punishment. The father says, have mercy for yourselves and stay in yoga. Otherwise, you will commit suicide unnecessarily. It is just the same as when someone falls from a height and does not die but just lies in a hospital. He continues to cry, I jumped for no use. He did not die, and so of what use is he? It is the same here. You have to climb very high. If you do not follow Srimad, you fall. As you make progress, each one of you will be able to see what your status will be and what you will become. Those who are serviceable and obedient claim a high status. Otherwise, they become maids and servants. Very severe punishment is received. At that time, both take the form of Dharamraj. However, some children understand nothing of this and continue to make mistakes. Punishment has to be experienced here. The more service you do, the more useful you are. Otherwise, you are of no use. The father says, if you are unable to benefit others, at least benefit yourselves. Even mothers in bondage continue to benefit themselves. Nevertheless, the father tells you children to remain cautious. When you become trapped in someone's name and form, you are very much deceived by Maya. Some tell Baba that when they look at someone, they have bad thoughts. The father explains, never perform bad acts through your physical organs. If a person with impure vision or of bad character comes to your center, do not allow him to enter. If someone behaves badly at school, he is beaten a lot. The teacher would tell everyone how badly he behaved, and that was why he was expelled from school. If anyone with evil vision comes to your center, chase him away. The father says you must never have impure vision. If you do not do service and don't remember the father, there must definitely be some impurity. The names of those who do service well are glorified. If you have even the slightest bad thought, or you look at someone in a bad way, even slightly, understand that you are being attacked by Maya. You have to stop doing that completely. Otherwise, it will increase and cause a lot of damage. Remember the father and you will remain safe. Baba cautions all of you children, be cautious that you that you do not dishonor the name of your clan. When some get married in name only and live together, they glorify Baba's name so much. However, others become dirty. You have come here to attain salvation, not to put yourself into a bad state. The worst vice of all is lust, and next is anger. You come here to claim your inheritance from the Father, but instead of that, Maya attacks you and you become cursed. You then fall completely. It means that you curse yourself. Therefore, the Father explains, you have to be very cautious. If any person comes, send him away immediately. It is shown that some came to drink nectar, but as soon as they left, they became devils and performed dirty acts. They cannot then speak about this knowledge to anyone. It is as though the locks on their intellects close. The Father says, remain busy doing service. By continually staying in remembrance of the Father, you will finally return home. There is a song, O traveler of the night, do not become weary. Souls have to go home. Souls are the travelers. You souls are told every day that you are the travelers who are now going to the land of silence. Therefore, continue to remember the Father, your home, and your inheritance. Each of you has to examine yourself to see whether Maya is deceiving you in any way. Do I remember my Father? To keep your vision on the highest on high Father is the most elevated effort you can make. The Father says, children, stop having impure vision. Impure vision means body consciousness, and pure vision means soul consciousness. Therefore, the vision of you children should be focused on the Father. The inheritance is very elevated. The kingdom of the world is not a small thing. None of you would have even dreamt that you could claim the kingdom of the world by having yoga and by studying. If you study well and claim a high status, the Father will be very pleased. The teacher and the Sadguru will also be very pleased. Continue to remember the Father, and the Father will continue to give you plenty of love. The Father says, children, remove those weaknesses. Otherwise, you will dishonor my name uselessly. The Father is making you into the masters of the world. He is opening up your fortune. The people of Bharat alone were 100% fortunate, and they then became 100% unfortunate. You are being taught once again in order to make you very fortunate. Baba has explained that all the great religious people will also come to you. They will learn yoga and leave. You can explain to the tourists who come to your museums that the gates of heaven are now opening. Explain the picture of the tree to them. Look, you come at such and such time, whereas the parts that the people of Bharat perform start at such and such time. Listen to this knowledge, then go back to your country and tell the people there to remember the Father, and thereby become Satopradhan from Tamopradhan. They want to learn yoga. Hatha yogi sannyasis cannot teach them this yoga. Your mission will go abroad. You need to use a very good method to explain to them. All the great religious people will have to come here one day. Even if one person understands this knowledge from you very clearly, many will be able to understand it from that one. When it enters one person's intellect, he will print that in the newspapers, etc. This too is fixed in the drama. Otherwise, how would they learn to remember the Father? Everyone has to receive the Father's introduction. Someone or other will emerge. People go to see ancient things in museums. They will come here to listen to your ancient knowledge. Many will come, and some of them will be able to understand everything very clearly. Everyone will receive drishti here, and this mission will go abroad. You will tell them, remember the Father, and you will claim a high status in your own religion. While taking rebirth, everyone has come down. To come down means to become Tamopradhan. The Pope, etc., cannot say, remember the Father. They do not even know the Father. You have this very good knowledge. Beautiful pictures are continually being created. When there are beautiful things, the museum will become even more beautiful. Many will come to see it. The larger the pictures, the better they can be explained. You should be keen to explain in this way. Your intellects must constantly remember that since you have become Brahmins, the more service you do, the more regard you will receive. You will receive regard here and there too. You will become worthy of being worshipped. There is benefit wherever the Father sends you to do service. Let your intellect have thoughts of doing service all day. People abroad still have to be given the Father's introduction. Remember the most beloved Father. Never make a bodily being your Guru. The bestower of salvation for all is the one Father. Wholesale death is now in front of you. There is wholesale business and retail business. The Father is the wholesaler and gives you the inheritance wholesale. He says, take the kingdom of the world for 21 births. The main pictures are the Trimurti, the cycle, the tree, the ladder, and the variety form image. There is also the picture that explains who the God of the Gita is. That picture is first class. The full praise of the Father is in that picture. The Father made Krishna become like that. God the Father gave us that inheritance. In the Iron Age, there are so many people, whereas in the Golden Age, there are very few. They will come to you. Who made this change? No one knows this at all. Tourists mostly go to the big cities. They will come to you and take the Father's introduction. You receive very many good points for doing service. You also have to go to the foreign lands. On the one hand, you will continue to give the Father's introduction, and on the other hand, there will be fighting and battling. In the Golden Age, there will be very few people, therefore, all the rest would surely have been destroyed. World history and geography repeat. Whatever has happened will repeat, but someone has to have the wisdom to explain this. Acha. To you, sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to you, spiritual children. Essence for Dharana, first point. Keep your vision constantly focused on the one Father. Make effort to remain soul conscious and protect yourself from the deception of Maya. Never defame the name of your clan by having impure vision. Second point, continue to run around doing service. Remain serviceable and obedient. Benefit yourself and others. Never behave badly. Blessing. May you become a lord of matter by having the stage of putting a full stop and stopping any upheaval of matter. The present time is the time for upheaval to increase. In the final paper, on the one side there will be fearsome forms of matter, and the other side, fearsome forms of the five vices. Attacks from tamoguni souls and from old sanskars will come in the final moments to take their chance. At such a time, as well as having the power to pack up, you also need to practice being one moment stable in the corporeal form, and the next moment being stable in the subtle form, and the next moment being stable in the incorporeal form. See but do not see, hear but do not hear. When you have the stage of putting a full stop, you will be able to become a lord of matter and stop any upheaval of matter. Slogan. In order to have a right to a kingdom free from obstacles, become a server free from obstacles. Avyakti signal. Remain constantly victorious with the awareness of the combined form. Constantly have the awareness. I, this soul, this spirit, am combined with that Supreme Spirit. The Supreme Spirit cannot stay without myself, this Spirit, and I cannot be separated or stay without Supreme Spirit. By experiencing the Lord to be present with you at every second in this way, you will remain imperishable with your constant spiritual fragrance. Om Shanti.